Okay, let's unpack this. Think about the last time a software project you were involved in hit a major snag.
Hmm.
Maybe timeline slipped, budget went through the roof, or, the final product just wasn't what anyone envisioned.
Happens all the time.
More often than not, if you dig down deep enough, you'll find the trouble started way back, right at the beginning,
Yep.
with unclear, incomplete, or just plain wrong requirements. It's a problem that plagues even the most talented teams.
Absolutely. And for too long, the way we've tried to solve this, the traditional methods of gathering requirements, has often felt like wading through treacle.
Right. Slow and sticky.
Exactly. Endless meetings, documents that become outdated the moment they're written,
Yeah.
and that constant worry, that some critical detail has been overlooked or misunderstood.
Right. So for this deep dive, we're looking at something genuinely innovative. For the past 18 months, a dedicated team has been developing and rigorously testing a new solution. It's called Analyst Centaur,
Mhm.
their mission, to completely change how we approach project requirements.
And what's particularly exciting about Analyst Centaur, I think, is its fundamental philosophy. It's not about replacing human expertise with AI. Not at all.
Okay.
Instead, it embraces the Centaur concept, a powerful synergy, really, where the unique strengths of both humans and AI are brought together. Collaboration.
Human and AI working together. Let's really dig into why those early stage requirement missteps can be so devastating. What kind of impact are we actually talking about?
Well, if you look at the bigger picture, those initial misunderstandings, they act like cracks in the foundation of a building. They
Okay.
just spread throughout the entire development process. And this leads to developers spending time, effort, building features that aren't needed.
Wasted effort.
Totally.
Hmm.
Extensive and costly rework down the line, missed market opportunities because of delays, and ultimately a much higher overall project cost.
And traditional methods struggle with this.
They often do, because they can be incredibly time-consuming. That just increases the chance of misinterpreting what different stakeholders actually want.
Right. Too many cooks, maybe?
Or just too much time for things to get muddled. You end up with gaps in the collective understanding, and it becomes incredibly difficult to track how one requirement relates to another as the project evolves. That leads to inconsistencies.
Okay, so Analyst Centaur offers a more structured way to tackle this. It's built around 3 key client meetings, as I understand it. Can you walk us through those?
Sure. The first is the current situation analysis. Here, the focus is entirely on understanding the existing environment.
What's already there?
Exactly. What systems are currently in place? What are the established processes? And crucially, where are the real sticking points? The core questions we're trying to answer are, what's not working and what problems urgently need to be solved?
Makes sense.
And this initial exploration, it's captured in a recorded 2-hour Zoom session. That lets us revisit the conversation, ensure nothing gets missed.
That makes perfect sense. You need a clear picture of the present before you can effectively design the future. What happens after that initial analysis?
So next up is the Future Vision Workshop, also a recorded 2-hour Zoom session. Okay. This is where the collaborative envisioning begins. It's about working with the client to paint a picture of the new system.
Not just features, but the feel of it.
Yeah, not just its functionality, but even its potential user interface and overall experience. The emphasis is really on the desired outcomes. What tangible benefits should this new system deliver? And identifying the absolute must-have key features that will make it a success.
So it's like a collaborative brainstorming session to define the ideal future state. And the third meeting brings us back to Earth with the practical limitations.
Precisely. The constraints mapping session, another 2-hour recorded Zoom meeting, is all about grounding that future vision in reality.
Okay, the reality check.
Exactly. What are the non-negotiable limits we have to operate within? This could involve firm deadlines that cannot be moved, strict regulatory requirements that must be adhered to.
Compliance stuff.
Yep. Any relevant legal considerations, the inherent technical limitations of the existing infrastructure, and of course, the allocated project budget.
So across these 3 focused discussions, you're aiming to cover, what, over 100 critical questions, building a really robust foundation of understanding.
That's the goal.
And this all culminates in what you call the vision and scope document. That sounds like a fairly standard project artifact, right?
It is a classical document. In its purpose, yes. It acts as the central reference point for the entire project. Think of it as the comprehensive game plan.
The blueprint.
Kind of, yeah. It starts by detailing the analysis of those current systems we initially discussed. Then, it clearly lays out the business objectives, the fundamental reasons why this project is being undertaken, and the specific metrics we'll use to measure its success.
So everyone knows what done looks like.
Exactly. It outlines the proposed solution architecture, detailing both what the system will do, the functional requirements, and how well it will perform those functions, the non-functional requirements.
Things like speed, security.
Right. Performance, security, usability, that kind of thing. It also addresses the practicalities of how the solution will be implemented, the various constraints we're operating under, and any potential business risks that have been identified.
Okay.
Ultimately, it ensures that everyone involved, from the business stakeholders right through the dev team, has a shared understanding of what we're building and why.
And it's a hefty document.
It's substantial, yeah, typically ranging from maybe 70 to 120 pages in length.
Yeah.
It needs to be thorough.
Okay, so you've got this high-level blueprint, this vision and scope doc. How do you then translate that into the detailed instructions that the development team needs to actually, write the code?
Right, that's the progression from the overarching vision down to the granular specifics. The vision and scope document provides the essential context for creating high-level user stories.
User stories, okay.
These stories capture the core functionality from the user's perspective, describing what the system needs to do, how a user will interact with it, and the general scope of that interaction.
So as a user, I want to type things.
Exactly. Then, these broader user stories are systematically broken down into much more detailed requirements of precise actions, data elements, conditions, everything the development team needs as their guide during the actual coding.
Getting into the weeds, basically.
Getting into the necessary weeds, yes.
And now this is where the Centaur aspect really comes into play, doesn't it? Tell us
Yeah.
about the specific AI-powered tools that are part of Analyst Centaur.
Absolutely. This is where it gets really powerful. What's key here is how these AI tools augment the capabilities of our human analysts.
Okay.
The first component is intelligent meeting processing. With the client's explicit consent, obviously, the Zoom sessions are recorded
Right.
and then transcribed with exceptional accuracy using advanced speech-to-text technology. Imagine never missing a key point or having to rely solely on hurried notes.
That sounds like a huge leap forward, just capturing the nuances of those conversations. What happens with those transcripts then?
So those raw transcripts become the foundation of our RAG database.
Mm.
RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Okay, all right.
Think of this as a highly specialized and intelligent project knowledge repository. It ingests not only the meeting transcripts, but also any supporting documents the client provides.
All the background material.
Everything, creating a central hub that contains absolutely all the information relevant to the project. This becomes the single, definitive source of truth for everything related to the requirements.
That would be invaluable for quickly locating specific information or seeing how different pieces of the puzzle fit together. What's the next piece of the AI toolkit?
Next is our document generation system.
Mm-hmm.
This is a collaborative, web-based platform. Multiple analysts can work simultaneously on different sections of the project documentation.
So like a Google Doc, but smarter.
Sort of, but what makes it truly innovative is the seamless integration of AI assistants directly within the tool. It offers suggestions for phrasing, structure. It can even help identify potential gaps in the information being documented.
So it's not just a shared workspace. The AI is an active collaborator in the documentation process itself.
Precisely. And to ensure that all this documentation remains consistent and interconnected, we have our consistency verification tools.
Oh, okay. Keeping it all aligned.
Exactly. These AI-powered systems continuously analyze the links between different sections of the documents and verify the overall integrity of the entire documentation set. So, if a requirement is modified in one place,
It flags issues elsewhere.
the AI can automatically flag any potential inconsistencies or broken dependencies in other related areas. This directly addresses that challenge we discussed earlier, documentation becoming inconsistent as requirements evolve over time.
That's a significant improvement. Maintaining quality, reducing errors. What about those situations where maybe the client doesn't have all the answers right away? Does it stall?
Good question. That's where our gap analysis and enrichment capabilities come into play. If there are questions the client can't immediately answer, or areas where information seems incomplete,
The AI steps in.
the AI can intelligently analyze the existing content within that RG database and suggest reasonable assumptions or potential follow-up questions for the analyst.
Ah, okay. Suggestions, not decisions.
Absolutely crucial. These AI-driven suggestions are always presented to the human analysts for review and validation. We ensure no critical decisions are made solely by the AI. The human is always in the loop.
That could really help keep the momentum going, though, and prevent projects from stalling while waiting for answers.
Exactly.
And you also mentioned flexibility regarding the underlying AI models. Tell me about that.
Yes, our flexible LLM integration. This allows us to utilize both cloud-based large language models and, importantly, on-premise models.
On-premise, why is that important?
Well, it's a critical feature for meeting the diverse security and compliance requirements of different organizations. Some clients, maybe in finance or healthcare, have very strict policies about where their data can reside.
Right, data sovereignty and privacy.
Precisely. So our system can be configured to accommodate those specific needs, keeping everything within their own controlled environment is necessary.
Okay, so what are the concrete deliverables? What does a client actually receive by using the Analyst Centaur process? What tangible outputs can they expect?
Clients receive a really comprehensive suite of deliverables. First and foremost is that detailed vision and scope document we talked about, the 70 to 120-page deep dive covering the what, how, and why of the project, plus all the constraints.
The main blueprint.
Yep. They also receive a well-structured and easily understandable set of user stories and the corresponding detailed requirements, all written with a user-centric perspective and ready for the development team to start work.
Ready to go into Jira or whatever.
Exactly. And crucially, they gain access to the complete requirements database, that searchable, comprehensive knowledge repository.
The RAG database.
Right, where they can even pose questions in natural language to quickly find specific information. Imagine being able to just ask, show me all requirements related to user authentication.
That level of accessibility to project knowledge sounds incredibly powerful, just being able to query it like that. And it integrates with the tools development teams are already using. You mentioned Jira.
Absolutely. The requirements in user stories can be seamlessly linked with popular development and issue tracking platforms like Jira, Azure DevOps, you name it. This ensures a smooth transition from planning to actual development.
Minimizes friction.
Right. And this integration also greatly simplifies the process of generating the necessary documentation for regulatory compliance, because you have that traceability.
The audit trail.
Exactly. And as a significant added benefit, because we have this rich and well-organized RAG database, the system can also generate other things.
Like what?
Customized marketing materials, detailed technical documentation, compelling client presentations, or even investor pitches, all drawing directly from the same core validated project information.
Wow. Repurposing that core data.
It's a huge boost in efficiency and consistency across all communication channels.
Wow, that's a tremendous amount of value packed into the process. And you mentioned earlier that Analyst Centaur offers significant time savings. That's always a key consideration, isn't it?
It is indeed a major one. Our data shows that for each 2-hour client interview, Analyst Centaur typically requires approximately 6 hours of processing time by the system and the analyst working together.
6 hours per interview. Okay.
Then the comprehensive vision and scope document, which can often take months or even months to produce using traditional methods.
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Right. With Analyst Centaur, it can be generated in roughly 25 hours of combined human AI effort.
25 hours versus weeks or months.
It's a dramatic reduction. And the detailed user stories follow suit, requiring another estimated 25 hours.
So about 50 hours total for the core docs after the meetings?
Roughly, yes. It represents a dramatic reduction in the overall time needed to achieve a clear, comprehensive, and well-documented understanding of the project requirements. Think about freeing up those valuable analyst hours to focus on more strategic activities rather than just transcription and basic drafting.
That's huge. So what truly sets Analyst Centaur apart from, say, other requirements tools or maybe just using standard AI tools? What are its key differentiating factors?
Well, I think the core differentiator is that powerful human-AI collaboration we keep mentioning. This isn't about replacing experienced analysts. It's about equipping them with incredibly powerful tools, supercharging them, really.
Right.
Senior analysts maintain complete control. They guide the AI. They rigorously validate every aspect of the documentation. The human expertise is paramount.
Okay, what else?
Then there's our innovative prompt-based correction mechanism. Instead of time-consuming manual editing of documents, which can introduce errors.
Chasing changes through pages and pages?
Exactly. Analysts refine the instructions they provide to the AI, the prompts. This ensures both consistency and automatic updating of any dependent information throughout the entire documentation set. Change it once in the prompt, it propagates correctly.
That sounds efficient.
It is. We've also built in multiple layers of AI-powered quality assurance.
Hmm.
checking for completeness, accuracy, internal
Built
consistency.
in checks and balances.
Yes. And finally, the system is highly customizable. We can tailor the underlying methodology and document templates to align with the specific standards, processes, and needs of different organizations. It's not a one-size-fits-all black box.
That adaptability sounds important, especially for bigger companies. It sounds like a particularly valuable solution for larger enterprises with more complex needs. Why is that the case?
Well, for larger organizations, the benefits of Analyst Centaur are often amplified significantly. Think about compliance.
Always a big one.
The meticulous documentation of every decision and requirement is invaluable for navigating increasingly complex regulatory demands. You have the
Right.
proof. The comprehensive and centralized knowledge base that our database acts as a powerful tool for preserving institutional knowledge, mitigating the risk of losing critical information when key employees move on or change roles.
Combating knowledge drain.
Precisely.
Right.
It also ensures a crucial level of consistency across large, multifaceted projects involving numerous different teams and stakeholders, preventing those costly misunderstandings and rework that can happen when different groups aren't perfectly aligned.
Getting everyone on the same page, literally.
Yes. And of course, the dramatic gains in efficiency, coupled with the enhanced quality of the requirements, can have a substantial positive impact on their overall project success rates and their speed of innovation. Faster time to market with fewer errors.
So to bring it all together, it sounds like Analyst Centaur is directly addressing what you earlier termed the Achilles heel of software development.
Mm-hmm.
Those critical early stages of truly understanding and accurately documenting what needs to be built, getting that foundation right.
Precisely. By intelligently weaving together the irreplaceable expertise of human analysts with the transformative power of cutting-edge AI, Analyst Centaur is, we believe, revolutionizing how organizations approach requirements engineering.
Okay.
The end result is faster, more accurate, and significantly more comprehensive documentation, ultimately providing a far stronger and more reliable foundation for successful software development in today's rapidly evolving technological landscape.
So we started this deep dive by highlighting the often expensive pitfalls of inadequate initial requirements in software development. It's a common pain point.
It really is.
And Analyst Centaur presents a really compelling and innovative approach, intelligently blending that human insight with the remarkable capabilities of AI
Yeah.
to achieve a much clearer, more robust, and ultimately more valuable understanding of project needs right from the outset.
And that leads to a crucial question, maybe for you, the listener. Consider the potential impact within your own projects or your own organization. What if you had a more robust and significantly more efficient process for gathering and documenting requirements?
What would change?
Yeah, think about how building on a truly solid foundation could fundamentally change not only the success rate, but also the speed of innovation. What possibilities would that unlock for you?